Be in the know with unlimited access to IBJ and Inside Indiana Business. Our in-depth coverage of all things business means you'll always be completely in the know. Subscribe for just $1 a week. Get started now at ibj.com/trial offer.
Kristen, Dane. This episode of the Pete the Planner Show is brought to you by myindiana529.com. That's myindiana529.com. Welcoming to the show, Damian Dunn, Kristen Elanius. Hello, my friends.
Hello.
Hello, Pete.
Oh my gosh, Rev Renfro in the car driving to Lexington, Kentucky, listening to us today. Hello, Rev. Andy notes that this week's AI image of you three is one of the best. For those that don't know, who we have a rotating, Kristen, is that what we would say? Like a changing AI image of each show. And I love the humor in the fact that it looks less and less and less and less like us every time. And some people are bothered by that, but I think that's the funny part.
Yes, and because it got so far off, like a month or two ago, that we did have to reset because it was getting a little ridiculous.
I do, Dame. I don't know if I shared this on the air, but at one point it did render me as an older African-American gentleman.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And I just kept getting older.
Well, that's because the prompt kept telling it to make you older.
It's a little older.
That's funny.
Guys, I have an experience to share with you. And Dame, how many times are you taking a flight a year these days? Like what's how many flights a year is Damian Andrew Dunn taking?
Like individual flights or just like trips that include flights?
Yeah, you can go individual flights. I mean, whatever moves the story along.
I mean, it's probably 10 to 12 flights a year.
Kristen made a face.
Like one or two.
Okay.
I'm not flying anywhere in this economy.
Well, let me familiarize you two with something that's a trend amongst the youngs on flights. It's called raw dogging. Are you familiar with raw dogging on flights?
No.
In the sense of the flying trend?
Tread carefully here.
Yes, okay. So raw dogging is when you don't have on headphones or listen to anything, you don't read a book, you don't watch TV, you sit and stare. It's called raw dogging. It is one of the hottest trends in all of youth flying.
Who does that?
Well, yours truly did that the other day. And let me tell you, the intent of it is to just think and be with your thoughts.
Ew.
And when I share with you what I thought about for 27 minutes, you will quickly see that thou shalt not raw dog. I believe it is in the good book.
Wait a minute. 27 minutes?
Yeah,
flying to?
No. Of my hour and 30-minute flight.
Oh, so you didn't make it.
Well, no, I made it. It's just this. I want to give you one thought I had that extended for 27 minutes as I thought through all the iterations of the idea, and then I had to move on.
Okay.
Dame, I began an argument with myself, in my head, of course, raw dogging, where I had a scenario in which I was married or a partner, a romantic partner of a massage therapist.
Okay.
And we got into an argument because I asked for a massage, and she was offended that I would ask her to do that at home, given that that is her profession. And I was offended that she wouldn't offer to do what she's good at for her lover. This was 27 minutes of my life. And so I put it to you. Who's right? Who's wrong? The person that asked their romantic partner, who happens to be an expert masseuse, for a massage, or the expert masseuse not being held to the expectation that they should give someone a massage. This is an essential issue in our world. 27 minutes.
That's a long time.
I know it was. I don't have time to take you through all the ways I got through this, because then I started taking other professions and saying, okay, well, you're a waiter at a steakhouse, and what do you bring food over? Can I get you anything else? Did you enjoy the bisque? It's like, we're not even having bisque. 27 minutes.
That's the part that's the most impressive to me, because I truly thought you were going to make like 2 minutes
No.
to trying to just think about just random thoughts. So, but the person who would ask would be
The person who would ask for the massage is wrong.
Yeah.
Dame?
Yeah, I think she's right. The person who would ask is the wrong one.
She is right.
You guys, I lined up on the other side because I've had time to think through the angles here. Okay, so Kristen, let's say you're a personal finance expert. Okay,
Let's say.
we're gonna let our minds wander, and let's say your partner has a personal finance question for you and asks it like, "Hey, what do I do?" You don't go, "Oh, I'm not at work." You serve the person, huh?
What if I do?
Then you might be the Dame. Do you ask your special lady tax questions in the course of your life? And does she give you my billable rate is $1 bazillion, or does she answer it?
Depends on how her day went, to be honest.
I just think okay, masseuse, chef, it's sort of the service industry things. Server, therapist probably is a little rougher. What?
Well, hey, build me a deck. I know you just spent all day outside sweating and working with your hands. I need you to build me this deck out back.
I actually think you're making my point. I think that's a reasonable thing to ask.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Anyway,
Tell me a joke, funny guy.
I don't recommend raw dogging on your next flight. Okay, let's do our financial show. This might be my favorite topic of the year. Favorite topic of the year. This could go off the rails very, very quickly. Each of us is tasked with providing, sharing a financial hot take and then defending it to the death. Much like the person who doesn't give the massage as a professional massage therapist when asked by their romantic partner is in the wrong. Okay, Dame, picture this. You are allergic to hornets.
Okay.
And your hugging partner is one of the world's foremost experts on hornet stinging. You get stung by hornet. Or I'd hate to trouble you, but I'm going to die. Makes me right.
Why wouldn't I have already taken the precautions I need in case I get stung by a hornet to take care of myself?
He had his EpiPen. He's fine.
I'll tell you this. I don't trade in hypotheticals, okay?
No, of course not. Never.
I'll die on this hill. I think if you're an expert at something, you have to share that expertise with your partner as point of entry, as the beginning of the relationship.
On demand.
That's my thing.
On demand. Point of entry is rough. I shouldn't have gone that way, but on demand.
I think that's where you lose me.
So if you're a chef and you spend all day in a kitchen hot and just stress,
You're on your feet.
you get home and your spouse says, "Hey, how was your day?" "Oh, it's horrible." "Great. I'm really sorry about that, but I need you to cook me something that's going to take another hour of your day."
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I think we all understand.
Yeah, I think we all made our points.
Yeah.
In 3, 2, 1. This week on the Pete the Planner Show, we answer your financial questions. This is a financial show, may or may not change the trajectory of your family's life for generations. You can email us, askpete@petetheplanner.com. That's askpete@petetheplanner.com, and we will answer your question. It's a very serious show with professionals here to serve you. One of those professionals goes by the name of Damian Dunn. He is here, and I want you to hear his voice. Dame?
Good day. And
that's his voice. Kristen Elanius is the other professional, serious professional. Kristen is also a certified financial planning practitioner like Damian was. He cut himself off. Kristen, hello.
Hello.
Good to have you on the show, both of you today. Today's episode is a special one. Hot takes. Each one of us will deliver and defend a financial hot take, and then the other two can beat them up for it. That's the show this week. What I would ask the listenership, all 6 of you, to do is to email us your financial hot take as well, and we'll read them next week. Ask Pete at petetheplanner.com. Ask Pete at petetheplanner.com your hot takes. Kristen?
Well, and we'll read them anonymously. We won't.
We will read them anonymously.
Yeah, that way you feel like you can share them, because this could be rough.
Damian is up first with his hot take. Everyone stand by, because we're trying to make a good social media video out of what he's about to say.
In the year of our Lord, prenups should be required at the time you file your marriage certificate.
The reason this is wild is because next week's entire show is actually on prenups, and I did not know Dame was going to say this. Dame, say the take again and begin to defend this moment.
Prenups should be required for everyone, not just suggested or for somebody or your next door neighbor. It should be required for everyone that files a marriage certificate.
And you deeply believe this?
That wasn't part of the equation.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, this is theater?
You think about however you want.
Okay. All right, defend the take. Why do you believe this to be true?
Pete, do you have insurance on your house in case it burns down?
Yes, and thanks for putting that thought into my head. Yeah.
Great. Because you don't hope the house burns down, but it's there just in case. It's prepared. You've put the thought and the effort into protecting yourself in case of a truly horrible event. Prenup's the same thing. You're having an uncomfortable conversation about finances, which people don't do already, especially when it comes to having, sharing finances or a financial relationship with a partner. This brings a very uncomfortable topic to the front before you get married. And it gives you an opportunity to evaluate whether or not you're financially compatible with somebody before you go and potentially make a very expensive mistake. Now, some people think, well, prenup's only for, wealthy people, or maybe one person's wealthy. Hold on. They can absolutely protect a low income earner or a stay-at-home parent when they're crafted as well. We don't have to have a boilerplate prenup. It can lay everything out ahead of time just to give people the protections they need in case the marriage doesn't work out. So I think prenups make a ton of sense, especially as our financial lives get more complicated. We've got retirement accounts, we've got college savings for kids, we've got income discrepancies, we've got we've got blended families on top of all that. So as life gets more complicated, marriage gets more complicated. And it's not just a financial arrangement, it's a legal arrangement. So prenups make a ton of sense.
Kristen, Dame suggests romance is dead. Where are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, Damian, are you saying that, I don't think people enter into marriage thinking that they're going to get divorced, Damian. I think that would be the primary argument here.
Yeah, sure. So 50-ish% of marriages end in divorce. I think we've all heard that stat, and it's played out around that ballpark. Harvard did a study and asked people if they thought their marriage was going to end in divorce. Do you know what percentage of people thought that their relationship had a chance of ending in divorce?
Oh, this is a good question. Little guessing game. Kristen, I'm going to let you guess first.
About 1/3, 33%.
11%.
I didn't get to guess. I didn't get to guess.
You didn't need to, Pete. You didn't need to because it was going to be wrong. 11%. Because
1/3 of 1/3.
Oh, well, then you would have been right.
I know.
So you were right, Pete. So clearly there's a little bit of, hey, it's never me, it's the other guy that's going to go into this.
Okay, Dame. How about an after the fact prenup, since you feel so strongly about this? After the show today, you fax your wife or however you guys communicate, and you say, hey, been thinking about a prenup just in case. How does that land?
First, she would laugh, I'm sure.
Okay.
And then she would happily sign it, would be my guess.
I feel like Dame is playing a role today, Kristen. This was meant to be a genuine exercise. Kristen, how do you feel about Dame's hot take?
I do think it's an incredibly hot take. I think the majority of people would say that it's not necessary, but I would be curious, those who are on the live stream, if people feel like it's a hot take or if they agree with it, because I agree with Damien.
Oh my gosh.
I think the only nuance I will give someone is if you truly objectively can't afford to have the paperwork drawn up, right? There's always nuance, but I don't think there's any reason to not have a prenup.
I mean, there's got to be a way around that, because you can't assume just because we don't have money now means we're going to be poor forever. And so you've got to have that plan in place. And so whether it's a boilerplate that can be amended in the future or whatever it is, there's got to be a way to circumvent that.
I would sign a prenup, but I don't believe I would ask anyone to sign a prenup.
Okay. What about the situation of
massage therapist?
No.
Okay.
See, for me, I think it's also about setting the expectation that this is just prudent for other people in your life. If no one in your family has ever signed a prenup before, and then all of a sudden you have a child who has a partner that no one likes or trusts, and you're telling them, hey, you should have them sign a prenup, that's not going to age well. That conversation isn't going to go well. So it's not even, to me, it's not even just about you as an individual. It's about setting this precedent that this is just the way things are done for the benefit of others in the future.
Okay, Dame, we must role play with the minute we have left.
Oh, goodness.
Dame, you and I are romantic partners.
Okay.
We are 22 years old. We are reenacting my proposal to my wife, which actually when I was 21. I love you. I like your face. I'm just paraphrasing. It was something like this. You can ask her later. It was pretty close. I want to be with you for the rest of our lives. That being said, hear me out. I'm willing to sign a prenuptial agreement, and if it doesn't work out, everything will be fine. What do you say? Here's a ring. My entire life savings went to it.
Well, based on how your football career went, maybe this is. No, gee, Pete. It seems like you've put a lot of thought into this, but we don't have anything right now.
Okay, my point exactly. So, Dame, your take is terrible because you said all of the time. I disagree. Kristen, I ruined romance.
I did, yeah.
All right.
Prenup.
Coming up after the break, Kristen's hot take. That's all next on the Pete the Planner Show. I'm Pete the Planner. And now, a word from our sponsor. As soon as I find the video.
Celebrate 529 with a chance to boost your little Hoosier's future. Enter the 529-day Big Futures Sweepstakes from Indiana 529 for a chance to win $529 toward your child's education savings. 20 families will win this May. Enter at indiana529direct.com/529day by May 28th, 2026. No purchase necessary. Terms and conditions apply. Void where prohibited. Please read the disclosure booklet carefully before investing.
Guys, we got an email this week from a woman whose life has been changed forever by this show. I would like to share it.
Please.
Please.
This is from Elsie. I'm a 62-year-old female training for my first marathon.
Time out.
Kristen, as a female, I find like the interchange of the use of female and woman to be interesting. I would have, if I'm a 62-year-old woman, I would say I'm a 62-year-old woman. She says I'm a 62-year-old female. It sounds like she's on a police radio and she's a suspect.
I don't think it's that deep.
Okay. Training for my first marathon. My training called for 20 miles. I thought my podcasts were set to shuffle, but when last listened, I had set to listen to your podcast, Unfinished Since Oldest. I was afraid to touch my phone to mess up my timing settings. So for 4 hours and 28 minutes, I listened to you all and couldn't have been more entertained. Learned a lot about hot Pilates and magnesium. Thank you so much for helping pass the time.
I mean, time out.
Time out.
62 and training for your first marathon?
Well, she was clearly running from the police. I've got a 62-year-old female running from the police in headphones.
Let's see how far she'll go.
That is a delightful comment. Thank you so much, Elsie. We were glad to have brought you some semblance of joy, and we're sorry that Dame promised 10% returns the other day.
Oh, it was just an example.
It's quick math.
It's quick math.
Do you guys know that feeling? I have this sometimes when I'm working out and I've got like my fitness app going and I don't want to switch out to it because I don't want to mess something up. You know what I mean? Like when she didn't want to mess up her timing of her marathon so she couldn't get out and go to the podcast setting. Like I totally feel that.
Shockingly, I don't. That feels like that would be something I would worry about, but I don't.
It does feel like something you'd worry about.
I worry about everything, actually.
Kristen Dame was a hot take machine in the company Slack yesterday and started an absolute controversy.
Indeed.
Did you agree with Dame's take before we get to it, or were you against his take?
Oh, he and I did not agree.
Okay, so you and I are on the same page.
Yeah.
That's weird. Dame, deliver your insanity.
My daughter has taken to watching TV, movie, whatever is on the screen with closed captions on. And I suspect that it's just a fad of the youngs. I was proven otherwise yesterday because I think it's ridiculous that you're watching TV with closed captions on. Roughly 75% of the people in our company watch TV with the closed captions on, which blows my mind. So, I mean, listeners, if you're in the live stream, if you want to pile on and tell me that I'm way out of touch and this is just the new normal, let us know. Closed captions or no when you're watching TV.
Yeah, Kristen and I are same boat there. We watch it.
How am I supposed to hear if I can't read the words?
Well said.
I just can't.
All right, Kristen, are you ready for your hot take?
I suppose.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Back on the Pete the Planner show. It's the Hot Take Olympics. If you're just joining us, each one of the hosts of this show is delivering a financial hot take that they must defend to the death. Dame started us out with the assertion that every single person in a marriage needs a prenuptial agreement. Dame buys his wife paper towels for their anniversary and a vacuum cleaner for her birthday. We are now on
Mother's Day is just around the corner, so she's really lucky.
Windex. Here we come. Kristen, it is now time for your hot take to defend to the death. And before we get going, since Dame took on a character of which he may or may not have really believed his hot take, do you really believe your hot take?
With all my heart.
Okay. That's the spirit of the show.
Exactly. You got to say it with your chest. Now,
Okay.
that said, intern watching this, if you clip this, it's this out of context, and I will cry.
Wait. The vacuum just happened, right? As you said, what?
It bleeped you out. It was
bleeped
great.
you out.
Where was that? Oh, well.
I don't know. I need a new system. That's what the intern will do. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Being overhoused, more commonly and less affectionately known as being house poor. Being house poor will be the best financial decision millions of Americans ever make.
Okay, you're going to have to go again. I got lost in say it with your chest. Go ahead.
Being house poor will be the best decision that millions of Americans will ever make.
Oh my gosh. That's reckless. It's a felony what you're saying on the air.
I told you I was worried about the status of my certifications after those words left my mouth.
All right, Dame, we got 7 minutes left in this segment. You get 4.5 to mocker. You start.
Nothing like putting unnecessary stress on somebody's living situation than to fix how much they're spending on housing on a month-to-month basis and not giving them the ability to pursue other financial goals, whether that's paying down debt, whether that's saving for retirement, putting kids through college, any number of things, because they made a bad decision on how much they're going to spend to put a roof over their heads.
Kristen, I want to remind you this is a public forum.
Yeah.
All right. Queen of Broke, what do you got?
So for me, this hot take is out of practicality. It's not the way that we wish people lived their financial lives. Okay. Right. I would tell someone, don't spend more than 25% of your take home pay on your housing. And I firmly believe that. But what I know to be true is that people are regularly not taking that advice or don't know that advice exists. And what I believe it does behaviorally for many, 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 many people is that is a force function of breaking dependence on their income that ultimately can yield financial success over the long term.
Can we do a little table talk here? Like act like we're not on the air for a second, just because I want to know how hard can I go against you without you getting your feelings hurt? Respectfully.
I really believe it.
Okay, here's where I'm struggling.
Okay.
The person will underfund all of their other financial priorities because of this, including retirement.
Yeah.
They will go deep into debt.
Yes.
They won't have the proper emergency fund. So how can those vital elements to a healthy financial life get ignored?
My argument is that behaviorally, I think they would be ignored anyway. I don't believe that for this group of people that I'm talking about, that there is the financial literacy, the financial discipline, whatever. I don't believe it exists to then, I don't believe that the person I'm talking about in this scenario, if they didn't have the mortgage payment, would be putting the money in their retirement account. I'm saying that the house serves as a force function for building wealth and breaking dependence on their income. And that is actually beneficial for their long-term financial health because they wouldn't do it without the bank telling them they owed the money.
Damn, I don't think I've ever disagreed with Kristen more. Where are you? Because you are, some would say, a romantic.
And so the goal is that you just have the house paid off by the time you retire, so you don't need as much money?
So that's where I'm saying it's not true for everyone. I don't think everyone should be overhoused, but there is a subset of people, and we've worked with them, gentlemen, we have all worked with them, who are able to time the payoff of what is an egregious house payment with their retirement. And that was the very thing that allowed them to bridge the gap between their underfunded retirement and the amount of Social Security they receive, is because they never learned to live on more.
Well, I'll tell you this, longtime listener and former listener of the year, Andy Ramsey, sister of Dave Ramsey, says, and then what if you end up evicted, so everything is underfunded, and you don't have the home. Answer that from the Ramsey solution.
I think my same principle stands is just like Craig is saying in the comments, how many people saved the lack of student loan payment when they weren't forced to make it?
You do not drag Craig P. Anderson's name into this.
You do not bring in Craig P. Anderson to this argument.
With me.
Dame Craig P. Anderson, formerly a great man, commented, she's right. How many people socked away all the savings they had when their student loan payments were suspended? No one did. I mean, he's right about that, but I don't see how it.
I'm talking about the world we live in, the behavior that we generally are portraying, like the things that we're participating in as a society. I don't think it's best practice. That's what I want to be clear about. I don't think that that's what you should do. But there is a group of people, and I think it's larger than we all want to admit or acknowledge, that very thing is what provides long-term financial stability.
The window for this to work is so narrow for somebody to get this paid off, the home paid off by retirement, because if you're, the average person who moves, I don't even know what the average time somebody moves is anymore, but if you don't get that right, now you've got an unaffordable house payment into retirement.
So you sell your house and you buy a cheaper one.
Oh, it's just that easy.
That's what you said last week. If your parents' house doesn't work, you'll just sell it and move. And sorry, you tried.
I actually saw that clip on the internet today, Dame. I believe you did say that.
I did. I did.
Okay, guys, here's the thing. I believe good financial guidance given in the media is financial guidance of which you yourself are both willing to do and operate in, and would or do. Kristen, would you purposefully overhouse yourself as a forced savings?
No, absolutely not. But we know that people are not saving enough for retirement. We know that they don't have the emergency funds available. We know that collectively our financial literacy isn't good. That's why we work in financial wellness. That's what we do all day, every day. And so I'm saying the reality of how that plays out in the world that we live in is that being overhoused ends up being a good thing for the long-term financial stability of some people's lives.
Dane, before the show, we were evaluating who will have the hottest take. Mm-hmm. I fear that mine's the coolest take. Like, I feel like Kristen's yours is a 10 out of 10.
It's not. It's real. It's true.
Dame, yours is an 8.
Okay. And now that you've heard ours, you've reevaluated. What's yours?
A 5.
Probably a 3. All right, coming up after the break, receive my scorching hot take about a financial thing that happens all the time, and I've had enough. Well, that's next on the Pete the Planner Show. I'm Pete the Planner. I am speechless.
Again, it's not what I would recommend. Jason, thank you. I'm trying to see where people are at and be realistic. I'm not saying this is what you should do.
Jason, quit pandering to Kristen.
Listener of the year.
No, you can't name me as listener of the year. By the way, I feel like Caitlin here should be here to speak Kristen, translate Kristen for us, because wow. I don't know. Good job, Kristen. I like it. So far, you're winning with the hottest take. Dame, I did panic a little bit with yours, given that 3 minutes before air, I told you that we're talking about that next week, and I gave you no time to change your take. So I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. It's okay.
That's provided.
I mean, there is another one that I could share, and not the one I told you. There's a third, but it's more common sense once you think about it.
I wouldn't.
Okay. There's a movement going around our country called #KristenIsRight. Started by Craig P. Anderson.
And you guys think really highly of Craig. So just think about that for a second.
Well, the P stands for perpetually wrong. I don't know if you know that. Pope is soft on crime. Just runs through my head. I can't stop thinking of that phrase, as I've explained on the show before. It's the most ridiculous thing that's ever been said.
Speaking of ridiculousness, are we going to talk about the jobs report?
I glanced at it, and it's aggressively great.
Yeah.
So, how much time do we have here? I think I can do this. Friends, whether you like it or not, I am a tech CEO. Okay. I am the CEO of a tech company. I know. Sucks for everybody. Okay. But I am. So when I think about the AI apocalypse, it's complicated. It is a complicated thing. Mm-hmm. And so I think a lot about, wait, is tech causing the economy to collapse because it's just eliminating jobs? AI is eliminating jobs. And I hate that. It scares me. I don't love it. But then I saw this week's jobs report, or this month's jobs report. I think might be overblown, because the jobs report was amazing. Kristen, is that how you see it?
But was it accurate?
No, okay, don't do that, because
that's where I thought the whole thing was going.
Well, I mean, it may have been. Dame?
And if you do lose your job through AI, just make sure you've got a big house payment, because you'll be okay in the long run.
That's literally not even what I said.
That's a great point, Dame. You know what, Dame?
You guys,
I'm converted.
Years.
Dame, we're going to show up to our next all-team meeting with new T-shirts, you and me. Overhouse yourself.
Oh. Do your guys' wives ever tell you that you don't listen?
What?
Yeah. Figure. I'm going to send them both cards today.
I have been accused of putting my attention elsewhere.
No.
Okay. Hot take. Gosh. Guys.
I hope I at least disagree with you.
I don't know if you will. I think you guys are both going to agree. Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Back on the Pete the Planner show, it's the Hot Take Olympics. Each host is choosing a financial hot take and then going to the mattresses with it. They're defending it to its death. Dame started the show by saying every marriage requires a prenup, except his. Then Kristen went on to say that overhousing yourself, spending too much on housing, is a really smart thing to do. What you said?
Not what I said.
Oh, I'm sorry. I paraphrased it more accurately. What did you say?
I said that it will be a good financial decision for millions of people. I didn't say you should do it. It's about hindsight.
Okay, so at the beginning of the show, I thought I was going to have the hottest take, but it's clear that Kristen has the hottest take. But here is mine. The FIRE movement is reckless and harmful and stupid. For those that don't know, FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. And Kristen and Dave, if you're not watching the live stream, they are visibly shaken. So maybe my hot take is as good as I thought. Kristen is great. She's ready to go.
You're so brave, because that was one of mine. And I was too scared to say it.
I'm a little scared myself.
I was too scared. I couldn't do it.
Well, guys, I am a 48-year-old male. Dame?
Yeah.
Do you agree?
More than I want to.
Kristen, do you agree?
I agree.
Guys, here's the thing about the FIRE movement. It's basically this promise where you do everything you can financially to get to financial independence, which sounds amazing, to retire early, which sounds amazing. And the original promise of it all is to escape work so you can finally live. But for a lot of people who do this, it's become obsessive optimization. That's right, double O. Obsessive optimization, guilt around spending, delayed joy, identity loss. This sounds like something you need Skyrizi for with all of these symptoms. I don't know what Skyrizi is. Leads to isolation and anxiety masquerading as discipline. The FIRE movement is misguided. It is a phony promise that will ruin your life. It will take the joy out of work. You will have no purpose. You will not contribute to society once you stop the job you don't care about, because it's vain and it's selfish and it's narcissistic.
You're just saying words now.
He's just piling on at this point, asking for letters.
Some people did retire early in the FIRE community. However, when they get there, they have an aimless life. They'll say to you, I do whatever I want, but nothing matters. You're not contributing at all. It's really self-centered. I don't like the FIRE movement. There's my hot take. It turns out I have a more scorching of a hot take than both of you.
I don't disagree with you, but the lens through which I disagree with you is different. I don't think that like comments about like are you contributing? I just think that it's such extreme behavior financially for your whole life. It's like this, you're so focused on accumulation in your early years that it's like you're financially hoarding. And then all of a sudden you have to shift focus to, now I have no money at an age that it's not normal to not have an earned income. And then I have to figure out how to make this money last, which is like the complete opposite end of what you've been doing. And that shift is hard enough for people anyway, to go from accumulation to then distribution of assets. To do it at that level, I don't think is behaviorally healthy.
And Dane, when it fails, you've pulled yourself out of the workforce. And in some cases, it's at the wrong age. I don't know if you've ever tried to re-enter the workforce in your late 40s. That ain't great.
No, timing would not be wonderful in that circumstance. And I mean, the FIRE movement is a bunch of really decent financial behaviors just cranked up to 15 at this point. And if you do get to the point where you think you can retire and then things don't work out, you've lost significant time in order to try and pad what you have left at that point to get to a normal retirement. So you're really walking a fine line in a lot of cases. And if you decide you're just going to try and play it out, now you have to live on even less than what you were originally planning on. So it's for people who pursue this, great for having financial goals, but it's way more tenuous than what I think people imagine that it will be.
I don't mean this next statement to be provocative, but I know it is. I think it is the equivalent of a financial eating disorder. I think it is so over the top in caloric deficit or whatever direction you want to go there that it is unhealthy and unsustainable. I think it works out. I'm making a stat up. 5 to 10% of the time that someone pursues it, and if you fail, you fall down the abyss of despair.
Chris makes a comment saying, aren't these all arguments valid for all retirees? Which to some point, yeah, probably. The thing is, retirees are planning for a distribution phase of like 30-ish years in most cases. FIRE people are planning for a distribution phase like 50 years, which is way, way harder of a puzzle to solve for. So the complications are just magnified when we're talking about FIRE, and especially if there's other life events that are going to happen during that time period. It's really, really tough.
Jason makes a fair point. I think you're painting an entire community with a very broad brush. Indeed, I am. That is the hot take.
What I will concede for Jason, this could just be partially my algorithm. I am fully aware of that. But what I see so often of the movement on socials is this people depriving themselves for this like future promise that they've made to themselves. And I think that's where I have a problem with it, is like we're glorifying you have the means, but you're living on so little because future you deserves it. And that's so tough because I feel like all the time I'm telling people you have to save, like future you deserves for you to save. I know you want the money today, but future Kristen deserves it too. But I think it just takes it so far and is so unrealistic. I struggle just in general with it.
Andy makes a brilliant point, and it is the true counterpoint to my thesis. Most successful fire people I know are those who did 20 years of military and then they get to live on a pension. Point taken, point conceded. I view fire having nothing to do with a pension personally. Like I feel like that's the exception. I'll say this, and this, if you're going to go fire's on one end of the spectrum and I'm putting YOLO on the other end of the spectrum, I think YOLO is a better way to go. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Okay, maybe too far. Too far.
We only have 3 segments, Pete.
How long have we done this? I've been talking on a microphone for 21 years. I've said some things. This could generate more heat than all of those dumb things I've said. And this isn't dumb, but it's honest. All right. Who had the hottest take? Kristen, who had the hottest take?
I mean, I think your delivery was the hottest.
Thank you. I've been working out. Dame?
Kristen.
I think Kristen's was the hottest take because it was wrong. All right. Coming up after the break. This was an amazing show, Kristen. All credit to Kristen.
Thank you.
Right? It was her idea?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Coming up after the break, biggest waste of money of the week and the news right here on the Pete the Planner Show. My inbox is full. I truly believe 98% of what I just said.
I think for me, it all ultimately comes down to, I don't think it's teaching someone good financial behavior. And that's the name of my game, is like, I want you to actually be financially well, and don't go back to my hot take because those were decisions people.
I was just about to go to
they already made that decision. I would never encourage them to make that decision. But I'm saying, like, I don't think that it lends someone to being financially healthy. And that is all I want for people, is to be financially healthy. And I don't think for the average person that movement yields itself to being financially well.
That was fun.
And we could do it like once a quarter.
Jason.
Jason, I will offer you this, and you can think about it over the next several weeks, okay? And we can figure out a way to do it if you want. Like, we'll make whatever fear you're going to have around what I'm about to say, I will find a way to alleviate that fear so you can get it. If you want to defend the perspective on the show, we will do an entire show with you on why fire makes sense.
Ooh.
You can do it audio only. You can bring that beautiful face of yours, which I've never seen, to the party. We can do it via skywriting. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But Jason, just email me. Ask Pete at PeteThePlanner.com. Ask Pete at PeteThePlanner.com. Take your time. We don't have to do it because next week we've already got a show.
Jason, you need to get those coins by your 10 key into a high yield savings account so you can earn some interest on them for that successful fire movement there.
Jason, I will also say, if you do choose to do this, I'm not going to debate you point for point. I'm going to listen to you, and we're going to try to explore your idea as a good idea, right? I'm not going to bring you on and beat you up. I'm not Megan Kelly. Is that her name? Does she like bring people on and yell at them?
Is that her name? You're more of a tickler anyway, not a fighter.
That's true. I wanted to say her first name was Kelly.
It's Megan Kelly.
Okay, with a Y.
You got me questioning it.
I know. Guys, so part of my raw dogging on the flight last week, which again is simply no audio or video or book or anything. You just stare straight ahead. That is the definition we're going with. Is that I'm podcast free right now. I'm not listening to anything. I mean, but you guys should keep listening to this show, but I have not been listening to anything.
You couldn't have, you didn't join Music League this time.
I don't like Music League. People love it. I don't.
Spotify.
I don't want to do it. I'm on Spotify. I just don't want to do it. Okay.
We have to teach you how to use it.
Okay.
Just saying.
All right, let's do this. What are we doing? Well, okay. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. This week's biggest waste of money of the week, right here on the Pete the Planner Show, is the prototype Boba Fett action figure. In 1979, Kenner offered kids a mail-away Boba Fett action figure that could fire a rocket from its backpack. After a Mattel Battlestar Galactica toy with a similar mechanism caused a child to choke, Kenner pulled the feature and shipped Fett with the rocket permanently fixed in place. Only 100 firing prototypes were ever made, split between roughly 70 L-slot and 30 J-slot versions. The J-slot was the revised design meant to prevent accidental firing, making it the rarer of the two. Fewer than 25 are believed to still exist. This example, a 3.75-inch hand-painted figure graded AFA NM+, 85+. It's one of the only handful of high-grade J-slots accompanied by a collectible investment brokerage certificate of authenticity. A J-slot from the same run sold recently. And that's all I'm going to say. The starting bid for this prototype. Now, this is crazy what I'm about to say, and I also realize this is the Mandela effect. Dame, I actually think I had this.
I was literally just thinking,
What?
I know there was a Boba Fett action figure. And I'm trying desperately. It sounds like it certainly didn't shoot a rocket out of its backpack, but I swear I saw one that did.
I feel like I had it. I could be wrong. I also, like you, Dame, I probably watched the commercial so much where the commercial is firing the rocket. So let's start in the most reasonable place. Kristen, what movie is Boba Fett from?
Star Wars?
Okay, that was a great guess. And you're right.
Oh, thank goodness.
Okay. Kristen, as a Star Wars nerd, how much is the starting bid for Boba Fett?
The fact that I have so many collectibles in my house, but I have not in this area, is tough.
Yours is all Lightning McQueen collectibles.
I know.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Sorry, go ahead.
This starting bid is $1,200.
Okay, that's a guess. Dame?
Boy.
Collectibles are stupid, expensive, and Boba Fett's one of the. $5,000.
$1,342,000.
No one is paying that.
Oh,
Meet the minimum. You heard it here first.
I guarantee if I remember to look this up, it'll be higher. But I also guarantee I won't remember. Dame, what's in the news this week?
This week, investors in UPS and FedEx got a reminder that when Amazon enters your business, it's usually not great news for your business. Amazon announced it's expanding its logistics operation into a standalone service called Amazon Supply Chain Services, essentially offering its shipping and fulfillment network to other companies. This is the same strategy Amazon used years ago with Amazon Web Services. Build something massive for internal use, then turn around and sell it to everybody else. Only this time, instead of cloud computing, it's warehouses, cargo planes, trucks, and delivery infrastructure. Amazon says companies like Procter & Gamble and American Eagle could eventually use the service, putting Amazon directly into competition with traditional shipping giants aforementioned. Investors immediately noticed, and shares of both of those companies dropped more than 9% after the announcement.
Here's the issue, though, Kristen. Amazon drivers drive like crazy. They don't follow any rules of transportation whatsoever. I don't know if this is the same in your neck of the woods.
No, and we live on a state highway, and I have nearly witnessed 2 Amazon drivers causing accidents just in the last probably month. I also witnessed one. We have like what would you call it, Dame? Like a culvert, like a small under the driveway at the entrance of the driveway for like a small ditch. I also witnessed a driver like almost fall off the culvert in one of those big vans. I thought it was going to roll in my yard. It was terrifying.
Dame, life is a highway, and I want to ride it all night long. How do you feel about Amazon drivers?
Stay out of their way. It's pretty much the best thing I can tell you.
What else is in the news?
For years, we've heard about the coming great wealth transfer, the idea that baby boomers would eventually pass down more than $100 trillion US dollars to younger generations. But according to a new Wall Street Journal report, that money may not change hands nearly as quickly as people expected. Why? Well, simple. People are living longer, staying active longer, and spending more of their money in retirement instead of preserving it for the next generation. Retirees are traveling today, remodeling homes, helping grandkids, and in some cases spending thousands a month on senior living communities and healthcare. The article points out that wealth transfer is happening, but it's just more gradual. Instead of giving one massive inheritance check someday, families are more likely to see smaller financial help along the way. Things like down payments, college assistance, or help during tough financial stretches, which means if your retirement plan depends on inheriting your parents' house someday, you may want a backup plan.
I would love to do an entire show on that news story. Kristen, you do know the number one reason. There's one thing that causes all of this.
What?
Peptides. It is the
FDA approved.
The use of peptides. I would love to do a show on this. Like, if your plan involves someone else, an inheritance, like, let's do that. Maybe in 2 weeks or something. I don't know.
Sure.
Dame, you buy that, right? I mean, you buy that. Not a hot take. Too many people depend on the inheritance they believe they're getting.
Yeah, I entirely. And I think the one thing that the article pointed out, healthcare costs, assisted living, things like that, I think it's going to end up chewing up a ton of those dollars before it makes its hands down to the next generation.
Dave, what else is in the news?
Pete, you and I talked about this. GameStop trying to buy eBay in a proposed $56 billion deal, which has left Wall Street asking one simple question. How? How does an $11 billion company pull that off?
I mean, I've read how it says it's going to. I've also read that as part of their filing, they suggest they won't turn into junk bond status, or they have to be investable grade assets. That, in my opinion, that ain't happening. Kristen, how does a $11 billion business buy another business for $35 billion? Does the math?
It doesn't, but you all remember, I mean, GameStop is capable of some crazy things. Have we all forgotten?
I think the investors are capable of crazy things.
GameStop CEO Ryan Cohen said he'd slash costs, cut jobs, and even claimed he'd run eBay from his house because, according to him, the site, quote, looks the same as it did in 1995.
I respect his ambition.
I do too.
I'm just going to say it.
I do too. I was thinking the same thing. It's got a Muskish sort of swagger and panache to it. Dave, do you respect this, or do you view it as like goofy?
I don't know. I think it's more goofy than anything else.
Corporate finance works a lot differently than most people think. I'll just say that. And that's not, I mean, you guys know this, right? Dame, Kristen, you know that, right? It is a lot more complex than the way things are structured, or not like personal finance. You know, it's very different. That is gutsy. I like the moxie. You know what? We'll buy you. Okay, guys, here, I'm going to say this right now. I don't know if this could violate some of our shareholder agreements, but I'm just going to say this right now. We're buying Chase. No, we are. Maybe I should probably not have said that, but it's possible.
It's the corporate version of just overhousing yourself and being smart.
which is a brilliant thing to do. Hey, I hope you all enjoyed the hot takes. Give me your hot takes. Ask Pete at PeteThePlanner.com. If I make social media clips of some of these phrases we said today, they could go viral, and we may not like that. Send you good vibes, because good vibes are all that's in the budget. I'm Pete the Planner. This is the Pete the Planner Show.
1 minute to spare because you're a professional.
Because I'm a professional.
It's so true.
Off the air, probably not today because I don't have time. Boy, do I have a story for you two about a presentation I did in Florida this week.
Oh boy.
I may have said the wildest thing aloud in my entire career. And I can't believe I said it. And it somehow worked, but it was risky. It was risky.
I can't wait for a week to pass until I can hear this. Just end this thing so we can tell us real quick.
Okay, I'll end this thing so I can tell you guys. The funny thing is, I think we probably gained some listeners at that event who could probably tell you exactly what I said. But all right, everybody else, not for you. Stay getting money. All right, so I'm doing this presentation to.
Do you want the real scoop on what's happening in Indiana business? Check out the IBJ podcast. I'm Mason King, and each week I sit down with people who make news in Indiana to get insights and perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. It's business, but you won't need an MBA. The guests run the gamut from CEOs, developers, and sports executives to artists and chefs and financial planners. If there's a theme, it's that everything has a cost. And success often depends on how you define profit and loss. So if you want to deepen your understanding of the people and projects shaping Indiana, give the IBJ podcast a try. You can find it at ibjpodcast.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
The IBJ Media Podcast Network is the soundtrack of a growing state. Indiana is on the move, and you can hear it happening on the IBJ Media Podcast Network. We bring you the voices at the center of our economy, our courts, our companies, and our communities. Subscribe now and be part of the conversation that's building Indiana's future. Find all of our shows by searching IBJ Media in your podcast app or visit ibjpodcasts.com.